So when I was a little girl, I went up the stairs of a lighthouse with my grandfather. And when we got to the top, it was amazing. I could see the entire beach, the waves, the blue sky. It was like being on top of the world. You could see everything. When I went into anesthesia, that lighthouse was supposed to guide me and my patients through their surgery. But I thought, there's more to certain than just their surgery. There's the before surgery, when we prepare our patient, and there's the after surgery, with their pain and other issues. It's the entire journey that's important for us to guide our patients. Why is this important? Isn't anesthesia just fairy dust? No, it is poison. It is one of the few places in medicine that we give poison to patients. Hem-onc, or cancer doctors, give poison or chemotherapy to cure their patients of cancer. Anesthesiologists, we give poison or anesthesia to cure nothing. We put people to sleep. And let me tell you a secret. You don't even know how it works. So, in children, the risk is even higher than in healthy adults. It's almost 3 to 4 times the risk. And what do we need to tell patients? What do they need to do to get ready for surgery? Well, one, we need to tell them when to stop eating and drinking. This is very important, because if they vomit under anesthesia, it can be disastrous. 2, they may be taking medication, and they need to know which ones to stop and which ones to take. And lastly, diseases. Preparing for anesthesia or your procedures is like getting ready for a race. If you're wheezing, you're sickling, or your sugar's off, you're not going to do very well in a race, and you're not going to do very well under anesthesia. So how do we do this? We send mail, we call them on a phone, and we give them a handout. This doesn't seem to work. So why? Because one, we have addresses that change, and people are vested in only going to their mailbox if they get an Amazon Prime package. 20 to 30% of our patients we are not able to reach. We leave voicemail. We don't reach a real person. And finally, handouts. I'm sure if you go to every trash can in this institution, you will find a handout. So what can we do to make this better? Change is needed. And we need to harness technology to improve our change. And that's what I saw in Columbus Airport when I walked there every other week. And it says how technology improves human lives. And that's what we need to do. And how have we done that? Well, one, we use telemedicine to improve our preoperative care. Second, we use some teaching videos, YouTube videos that we have for some post-op teaching. And 3, we're about to launch a new research project that connects all the different areas of the surgery journey together. Let me tell you a little bit about telemedicine consults. Our patients are coming from everywhere, around the globe. They are getting in planes, in cars, traveling for great distances to Columbus, Ohio. It is not a destination vacation. They're tired, they're jet lagged, they're stressed. Their child is going to have surgery and anesthesia in a matter of hours to days. And they may not know English. So it's very important to communicate with them before they come. And I'm going to tell you 2 stories, share with you, about one in a family in Moscow, Russia, and another, a new mom in the United States. So as you can imagine, getting this telemedicine consult, which is sort of a WebEx or FaceTime under hospital rules, set up, was very complicated. It involved multiple emails, some Google Translator, and finally, when the day arrived, we are in mid-morning in Columbus, Ohio. The translator is sitting next to me, and we set up this WebEx chat, or this health chat, with a family in Moscow, Russia. The little kid is running in the background. Mom and dad are intently listening to me, ask them multiple questions via the translator about their child's history, their surgery, their anesthesia, what medications they're on, any problems with the anesthesia, any problems with their IV, any intubation issues, all the various things that we normally ask every family. And also we went through a little more with the process of what was going to happen, who was going to call them, what was going to happen when they arrived to United States in that plane and what was the next steps. Afterwards, we followed by a email with a infographic about when they should eat and stop eating and drinking, and a YouTube video link about preparing for surgery. So I felt we connected so that when this family got on that plane from Moscow, Russia, they knew at least a little bit about what to expect from their anesthetic course. Next is a new mom. Some of you in the audience may have been a new mom. It is one of the most fantastic periods, but terrifying periods in your life. You're tired, you're sleep deprived, you don't talk to human beings that are adults, and it's just feed, change, rinse, repeat all day, all night. And you know, on top of that, imagine getting on a plane to Columbus, Ohio. I just can't even fathom. So I made this appointment with this mom, and she was a new mom. The baby was sleeping so quietly in a carrier next to her. She was in her living room drinking coffee. We asked the same questions of her, and she was asking a lot of questions of us because this was really new, and the baby was very new. And we connected. I saw her, she saw me. And it was an amazing connection. And I know that when she left for Columbus, Ohio with that newborn, she was happy that she didn't have to take, for that one conversation, this baby anywhere exposing to germs, packing that baby bag, or worrying about when the next feed was. We just did it there, right there. So now we talked about all the pre-op ways we've connected with technology. Now I'm going to tell you about some post-op teaching videos that we had. We had joined the American Society of Anesthesia with a big collaborative called the Perioperative Surgical Home. And in it, there was one portion of the project that we wanted a consistent messaging going across to our patients. And we wanted to say the same message. We wanted them to be able to see it over and over again whenever they wanted, and it should be simple and clear. And I thought the best way to do this was a YouTube video, a cartoon. How easy could that be? And I did what everybody did with no budget and a computer. I Googled it, and this was my first try. Obviously, you won't see this anywhere. The hospital won't let me show it to anybody. But they did help me make a better and more professional version, which was this. And if you want, you can go to Facebook and like it. It's called NCH adenoidectomy. And it's a 3.5-minute video just to tell people about what to do after an adenoid and a post-op concern. And we shared it with hundreds of patients who went through this project with us. And the first few hundred we called and asked them, did you like this video? Did you feel comfortable going home? And finally, do you know which numbers to call? And they responded, most of them liked it, few didn't. And everybody was comfortable going home, and everybody knew what numbers to call. So I felt mission accomplished. There was one grandmother in particular who struck me because she said something very important, which was, I really understood the video. It was simple, it was easy to understand, and it was short. And more or less, those handouts made me so confused. I think that brought to me something that I really keep in mind with this, which is literacy. Reading and comprehension are totally separate, and we really need to keep that in mind as we educate our families. And so as I went further with these projects, we went to decide how to put all the pieces of the perioperative care together, and we decided one project. It took many years, and money and funding to come up with this project, which is hopefully going to launch soon, where we go to the surgeon's office, and we will give this link to the families to watch. It will tell them what date their surgery is, what to do for eating and drinking instructions and pre-op preparation. It will even take them from their home to the hospital with a Google map. It will show them where to park their car. It will show them the information desk. It will tell them where the registration area is. And also, there's multiple lines, but it'll show them that blue line that they need to go on. And also how to get upstairs. And if there's two ORs in our main hospital, the Tanga and Delta, and if it's sort of surgery on the day of service, if that switches, you can just click the other one and get there. So we will also tell them who will meet the child. This is a teaching hospital. It's very confusing to patients. Multiple people are talking to the families. We've told them who's going to come and see them. We give them an overview of their anesthesia and the operating room and some of the rules that are guiding it, and also tell them about the post-operative care, what they need to do when they go home, and importantly, what numbers they need to call. So I've shared with you 3 ways that we've harnessed technology to improve our communications with our families to make their perioperative course better. And I could not have done this without the support of my family, especially my husband, my department, perioperative services, my chairman, Dr. Tobias, and Nationwide Children's Hospital. It's been a big effort. There's still a lot of work to be done. And I strongly believe that every anesthesiologist needs to be that Uber lighthouse and somehow harness technology in helping our patients through their perioperative course. I firmly believe, I so passionately believe, that when we bring these patients and their families from home for their surgery, that we get them back home successfully, safely, with good outcomes, and satisfied. Thank you.